Oh god, I have to go. My toaster is calling me. The kitchen is on fire. I left the kettle on. Understandable. Here we go. We're getting into our last series, and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Gressman, we have the Swedish Zerg player representing Team Roddy. It is Fjant. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Polish Protoss player representing Storm Gaming. It is Gerald. So Gerald told me he was getting the cheese price, and I said, you know what? Let's try to ape the ape style. Oh no, what does that mean? What are we getting into? We did hear earlier that by this point, Fjant was a little bit fatigued, or maybe both players were a little bit fatigued just by how long the games have been going, or how long the day was itself. Again, a lot of StarCraft was played back to back to back. That's another thing that we talk about when it comes to these weekly tournaments, is that they are a bit of an endurance test. You need quite a bit of stamina to be able to work your way through so many games in such a condensed period of time over the course of 3 days. Oh, yeah, we'll see how things goes. For the time being, standard opener. Do see a gate expand here from Gerald. Likewise, Fjant going for a hatch gas pool. Horse like the unnatural natural. Nothing too crazy so far. Nothing too wild. It was like 10 p.m. We started at 6. Yeah. Oh. For sure. Again, Geralt, of course, coming in as the more experienced player. I mean, I say the more experienced player. He's also relatively new to the scene. Like, he rose up also around the 2020, 2019 era of StarCraft. So it's cool to see him also here at another offline event. Something that I'm sure he hasn't had too much experience with either. The one thing I will say, though, is that Geralt, unfortunately, no mustache. His mustache has come and gone. A figment of our imagination. He hasn't had it for a long time now, and I don't know if it's coming back. I don't know. Smooch, baby, smooch. And speaking of coming back, Geralt's bringing back the Robo opener here. Very, very interesting, very different. No Stargate, no Twilight Council, going for Robo instead. If it was any other game, I would say, oh, it's probably going to be like a Disruptor drop opener, right? Into Robotics Bay, into Disruptors. But considering some of the insights that we've been getting from Fjant in the chat, talking about how they wanted to cheese each other and maybe be a little bit more fancy and a little bit more ape style, this could be the beginnings of like an old school like Immortal all-in. We do have a sentry on the way. Are we going for an old school Soul Train? Potentially. As we are chronoing out. Yep, there we go. This is the beginnings of a 2-base sentry Immortal all-in. What is this? Heart of the Swarm? What year is this? We barely see this nowadays at the competitive level. I wouldn't say we never see this. I know Creator has some variations of Immortal all-ins, but they are very rare, very rare. As Immortals are on the way. Meanwhile, across the map, Fjant still a little bit in the dark. He does spot, of course, that Stalker in the wall. Is aware that something is amiss. Unfortunately, no other Overlord to go into the main base. 5 gates are finishing up as well. So it is a 2-base all-in from Geralt. And, oh, actually, what? Never mind. Okay. So it's going to be a 2-base, 6-gate all-in. He does have a Forge, which is really intriguing to me. I don't think we're going to, like, wait for +1. So maybe he just wants to throw down cannons back at home. Or maybe this is just a contingency plan in case this doesn't kill Fjant. Very interested in what the Forge is for. As the Immortal is moving out across the map, we have the Sentry within it as well. Alright, this is a... in my mind, it's like, oh yeah, it's going to be like an Immortal Charge all-in, but there's no Twilight Council, no charge. It's just vanilla gateway units. Let's go. Vanilla Adepts are being warped in. Okay. Fair enough. I was assuming it was gonna be like a slow lot all in, but no. Okay, we got Vanilla Adepts, we have the Immortal, we have a Sentry, we have a little bit of everything. You know, we're having fun. We're clowning. As Adepts, they commit to the Shade. Lings are in position. They're gonna get a decent surround for the most part. The Queen's gonna be able to help clean up these Adepts as well. At the same time, oh no, the Adepts, they commit to the Shade. We have a Sentry. We can force field the ramp and we can lock Fjant out of his own main. I remember when we saw a lot of this back in the day. No Roaches, no Ravagers. Fjant has no way into his main base, and the main is going to go down. Ay, ay, ay. It's a brutal position to be in here, and yeah, that's going to be the last force field. We're warping in another Sentry as well. Hatchery does fall. And from here, Gerald, he can't recall. He just recalled earlier, but he can take a fight. Cleans up the Lings. Queen's having a hard time pushing up the ramp as well. As another force field goes down. The main is going to be forfeit. What was the Forge for? I don't know. Was that meant to be another gateway? Maybe. We're not going to find out. As from here, Gerald, he has bought enough time. We have another recall available. He's able to escape. Oh, as the Immortal was left behind. Just chip away at that Roach Warren. And from here, Gerald is going to transition. He's setting up for a third. We can also head towards Disruptors. We have a Robotics Bay on the way. The world is Gerald's oyster. He's about to be equivalent in bases. He's up in workers. Fjant is kind of being forced into his own counterattack. And he is going to be able to deny the third at least. Ooh, oh. That was a kill. Not a cancel, by the way. That is 400 minerals down the drain, so not a bad start. No, the Roach Warren. No, Roach Warren is going to get sniped. Unfortunately, we just weren't able to spread creep. We weren't able to keep it alive. Roach Warren does go down. But at least Fjant is just making sure that the third hasn't been taken. He checks the triangular third is heading over towards the linear base location as well. And he should be able to force a cancel. Hopefully this time it is a cancel and not a kill. Hopefully. Okay. Thank God. Did we get a cancel on that base? Oh, a lot of Lings are being shaved off. It looks like Fjant was maybe a little bit preoccupied across the map, just really solidifying himself, getting his Roach Warren back up and running, working on Roach speed, and getting fully saturated on 3 bases. Because of the delay on the third, I mean, Fjant, he is fighting back. He isn't completely out of this, but he still has some catching up to do. He's still behind in the economy, still behind in tech. That's the biggest issue. Like, we're still working on Roach speed, and Disruptors have already hit the field. Roaches already have a hard time splitting against Disruptors, splitting against Purification Novas, and they're going to have a harder time. Here comes the move out. Here comes the army. I'm sure Fjant hoping to maybe force Gerald to turn back around, as the Lings are going for a counterattack, but this is going to be a tough hold. A very tough hold. We do have a lot of Queens. We do have a lot of Transfuses available. Vials will deal with the force fields. We have so many more where that came from. Boys are being pulled. Link counterattack is getting damage done. But the main army of Gerald is not being slowed down. Novas are going to be going off. No connections, but we are going to be zoning away the army. Just giving Gerald a little bit of breathing room. GG gets called, and Gerald will take game number 1. GG. Iceland's getting out of control. It was out of warranty. We're getting to the next game. It's the Iceland. I'm gonna go shower. Have fun with the series. Enjoy yourself. Have fun showering. Have fun. Parting would have proxied the robo. True. 200 IQ play. Hello, Rilakuma. Hello. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, we used to see that a lot more prevalent back in the day, going for that move where you have the sentries loaded into the prism, force fielding the ramp. Can be a difficult thing to overcome, especially without roaches, without ravagers. As we are now getting into our next game, and spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have the Polish Protoss player representing Storm Gaming, leading the series 1-0. It is Gerald. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the Swedish Zerg player representing Team Brody. Oh my. Going for a bit of a proxy hatch, it is Fjant. Let's go, Poppy, let's go. Hatchery is thrown down. It looks like we are going to be attempting to work through these mineral patches and bust into the natural. Geralt is going for a probe scout across the map. It is difficult to keep this hidden. It's difficult to execute this. We'll see if Fjant can pull this off. The way this works, if you take the gas geyser, you can mine from minerals and then rally to the gas, and it deletes the minerals and replaces it with gas, and then you go back and forth. Just, yeah, with only a handful of workers, you can just work through these mineral patches quite easily. Meanwhile, Geralt, he gets across the map. He does get eyes on the lack of hatchery, sees the gas, sees the spawning pool, sees how early the spawning pool is as well. And Geralt, yeah, he's on notice. He throws down a forge. And with that forge, he will have access to cannons. He even checks the wall as well. Nothing to see yet. But he sees. He goes over to the other side of the wall, gets eyes on the hatchery, gets eyes on the drones. And as Fjant attempts to mine through these mineral patches, Geralt, he's going to have cannons. Oh, nice snipe on the probe. Oh, right, what am I saying? When it comes to the gas, that's applicable to the other races. That's applicable to Protoss. Here, you can just mine. Just mine straight up. I'm making it harder on myself. You can just mine. Lings are moving out across the map. The mineral barrier is about to go down, but we already have the first cannon halfway done. Second cannon on the way. We have a zealot, second gateway. We're fully walling off, so you may deal with one wall, but there's another. The Lings, they do flood in. The wall is not a wall, but the cannon does a finish. It looks like the cannon is barely going to go down. Geralt now in hold position. Not quite. But he does have a couple of probes pulled to help deal with this. Zealot comes back down. And Geralt isn't in too much danger, especially with the second cannon finishing. Fjant, he's trying to get, even if he gets higher ground vision, he can maybe lay siege upon the pylon. You have more Lings on the way. More spine crawlers as well. Fjant is getting gas back at home. I'm really curious as to the purpose of that. I wonder if he wants to try to go for a Baneling Nest or go for a Bane Bust. But at this point, it does feel a little bit too late. Spine crawlers they're getting some work done. The Overlord is providing vision. Does get a pylon. And that pylon does actually supply block Geralt as well. Still just chronoing out Warp Gate. Fjant is droning, by the way. Okay. We're gonna be droning, fair enough. Are we trying to macro out of this? No shot. Speaking of, Geralt, he throws down his Nexus. Shield battery will have an overcharge momentarily as well. Spines are putting in a lot of work. Yeah, Fjant, he's droning. He's getting link speed. We're getting into a macro game. Okay, I mean, to be fair, Gerald is fully walled off for the most part. He doesn't really have too much pushing power without any adepts. As I say that, adepts are on the way, and oh boy. They are going to be quite threatening to these Lings. As Geralt is just slowly getting into this. With this Robo, I imagine we're going to be working on a War Prism so we can push out across the map and be aggressive. But we'll see what he goes for with this Robo. Outside of that, Lings are going to be threatening the front door. Okay. Never mind. We're going for a Robotics Bay. Colossus, Disruptors. Either one would be amazing in this situation. Either one would be ideal. We're just kind of waiting for that to happen. I also appreciate that Fjant is actually mining from this space as well. I mean, you know, he's got the hatchery, may as well make use of it. He is fully saturated at this point. Rushing into a lair. What could the lair be for? Potentially, if we get high ground vision, we could try to go for a Nidus all-in, I guess. We don't have that many queens, though. As Ling speed has kicked in. Gerald still being contained to 2 bases. Working on his disruptors, working on War Prism speed for the disruptor drops. Not gonna lie, I kind of wish that Geralt went for a Colossus drop instead. I think there'd be a little bit more value in that, considering the game state. But just because the Colossus would be amazing against the Lings, like defensively, and also harassing across the map. I mean, meme it up, papi, meme it up. This Fjant is also just double expanding, taking his natural, taking that center base. There's that Nidus, by the way. Okay, so the lair was for a Nidus all-in. It's not going to be Ling Queen, though. Again, we just don't really have any queens. It's going to be Ling Roach. Up! So far, a good surround. Really punishing Geralt for exposing himself here. The Stalkers will fall, the Adepts as well. The entire army goes down. Good pick off for Fjant. Very efficient trade. But here come the Disruptors. Here come those Disruptors. Roaches are in production. Overseer is done. We do have a high ground vision. Geralt does have buildings in position, though, so it looks like he won't really get caught off guard, or he shouldn't be caught off guard. Oh god! As the Novas go off, and we only get 3 drones. Okay, not too bad. Yeah, Stalkers, they do zone away that Overseer. The Nidus has been spotted. Geralt knows. And now he's working on those Colossi. Oh god. As once again, 4 more workers go down in the main. Just getting so much value over time. Lings are going to contain Geralt. Good cancel in the 3rd. The Colossi have arrived. Oof. As Geralt continues to punish the economy here of Fjant. We're even headed towards a Dark Shrine as well. Because why not? Why not at this point? And it looks like Fjant just has to commit to a macro game. It may not be what he wants to do, but the Nidus clearly isn't working out. He's working on roach speed. Looks like he's going to have to drone. Up! But so far, good dodges here from Fjant, avoiding the Novas, this time at least. But we're just warping in another wave. And it's just so awkward for Fjant to deal with this. As Geralt is maybe just pulling himself apart here. Disruptor goes down. Fjanti's holding on. We're working on a spire. Okay. We're taking the gases across the map. We're working on a spire. Muta's on the horizon. You love to see it. I appreciate it. I feel like there would have been a good answer maybe earlier instead of the Nidus. But now Fjant setting up a surround. He's coming in from behind as well. He's diving on top of the Colossi. Once again, a really good engagement. Shield battery is about to finish though. We do have an overcharge. And it is going to be popped. Despite the positioning, looks like Fjant will not be able to collapse on that army. DT arrives, takes down a base. I should have taken down the... What? This happened. DTs, por favor. There we go. They take down the base. They can keep on going from there. There are spores in the natural and the main, thankfully. But the Dark Templar, they just avoid them. Oh, they just ignore them. Just go straight for the workers instead. Drones are going down. Gerald is establishing his third base. It's getting up and running. But do we have an answer for the mutas? Do we have Blink? Yeah, we will. We do have Blink. We do have Blink. Big Novas here out across the map as well. 15 drones go down. I say Big Novas. It was really the DTs in conjunction with that Disruptor shot. Spire has been spotted. Oh. Ugh. And yeah, it looks like Gerald just has too much. I appreciate the tech switches from both players as well. I appreciate the pizzazz on Neo Humanity, but again, Gerald has too much. Is going to be able to overwhelm and overpower this army. And with the death of this army, that's going to be the death of this base. That's going to be the death of the economy that Fjant has left. And he's not going to have enough to really sustain himself any longer. As he's going to try to escape here with his drones. Comes in from behind with Queens of all things. The drones, can they escape? No. Let them live. They just want to get to work. That's behind this Gerald. He's just getting a fourth. Fjant with an infestation, but is he going to try to get into Swarm Hosts? I don't know if he's going to be able to live that long, but sure. You know, when behind Swarm Hosts, they gain value over time. Energy-based units, in a way. Sure. But here comes the Protoss. Here comes Gerald, Bobby. Not like this. There it is, Swarm Hosts are on the way. Again, they're not a bad unit to go into from behind, but GG gets called, and Gerald will take the series 2-0, taking down Fjant. GG. GG, well played. But I appreciate the games. I appreciate what they went for. Mute off of 30 workers. Let's go. They'll never see it coming. They never expect the Swarm Host switch. Exactly. That's why it's so good, Fjant. That's why it's so good. Really. The mind of a scholar. He knows, Bobby. He knows. This game is beautiful. So, like, after this game, you have to rate it from 1 to 10. I'm starting to wonder how I still have the base still going. It was very impressive. It was impressive that you were able to hold on to that hatchery. 1 to 10. What's the scale though? Is 10 entertaining, or is it like ape factor? Like, oh god, how bananas did we go, Papi? Aye. Me and Gerald having a bit of fun. Yeah, for sure. Entertainment. It was entertaining. I'll give it a solid 7. I'm gonna give it a 7 for now. Maybe a 6 or a 7. It's hard to live up to because I don't know how purposeful this was, but Gabe was also aping hard. Game AP against Trigger, that was peak content. Mass Battle Cruiser, wild. So it's hard to live up to that, but I'll give you a solid like 6.5 to 7. A clear 669, Poppy. Let's go. Oh yeah, GG, well played. Congratulations to of course all of our players that did compete tonight. Was a lot of good fun. Players like Gerald, Fjant, Marine, Trigger, Solar, Skillus. A lot of really good games and a lot of really surprising results as well. Yeah, had a lot of good fun and hope everyone enjoyed Group B here of HomeStory Cup. In the coming weeks, we're going to attempt to cover Group C and Group D. I say attempt. Starting next week, Masters Coliseum. Masters Coliseum is beginning, and we are going to be casting that every single day. I haven't checked the times, but it's possible that we may just be having our hands full, just with nothing but Masters Coliseum, and we may just have to focus and prioritize that. And that does mean that like the GSL casts or the HomeStory Cup casts or the Gamers 8 casts are going to be put on the back burner. They're going to be put on hold for a little bit. So that is looking to be likely. As everyone's attention just shifts to Masters Coliseum as like the next big premier tournament. I earn more than Cyril, so I'm content with HomeStory Cup. Oh my god, Papi, calm down. You're an animal. Feels Cyril, man. Feels Cyril. It's yeah, it was brutal to definitely brutal. Oh right, but did you win the award? You did. Best cheese award for Fjant. Oh my god. There was a lot of cheese. In HomeStory Cup. I don't know if you saw, but of course, Hero Marine. For Jumi as well. For Jumi, he was cheesing every game. But yeah, Fjant, he won the award. Let's go. I love to see it. But with that, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. I mentioned earlier that next week we're going to be really focused on Masters Coliseum. I'm going to be casting alongside Yaku and Asher whenever I can for that as well. So I won't be alone. I'll have some lovely codecasters to join me. It's going to be a lot of good fun. Outside of that, thank you. Thank you so much for everyone tuning in. And we're done for the night. For the most part, we're done for the night. I think we may go live in an hour. I'm starving. I'm gonna go get some food. I'm gonna go take a bit of a break. And because it's Friday night, and because we're still pretty early in the night as well, we may decide to head off and play some team games. I did message Asher earlier, and if he's still available, then we're gonna be live on this channel, and we'll be playing some team games, some 2v2s with Asher. If you want to get involved, you can. We will be taking strategies from the chat. So if you want to request anything crazy, if you want to request anything a little bit silly, then we're willing to do that. There's limits to it though. There's limits to what we're gonna try and bring to the ladder. But yeah. If you're interested, give us an hour, maybe an hour and a half to set up, to get some food, to get some rest, and then we'll be back. Just playing some chill team games on stream if you're interested. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Thank you for the support. We're going to be busy over the weekend. Our next cast is tomorrow. KSL, the Korean StarCraft League. If you want some Korean on Korean action, then tune in here. The CranKy Ducklings. We got you covered. With the Korean StarCraft. Likewise, we also have Grand Platypus Open. If you are unfamiliar with that tournament, then GPO is a regional weekly tournament for Asia, Southeast Asia, Oceania. So players like Miyamaika, Honmono, Demi, and many others do take part in that tournament. So if you're interested, we got you covered. We do have you covered there. We also have Sparkling Tuna Cup on Sunday as well, which is our weekly open tournament. So we typically feature players like Iba, Nicoract, Honmono as well, some of the Koreans, Miyamaika, from all over the world. Wayne pops in from time to time, and you know what? Maybe Fjant as well. Looking at you, Fjant. We do host our own tournaments as well for everyone to get involved. So yeah, it'll be a lot of good fun. See you then. See you then. Otherwise, oh, that is not the correct logo. Shaking my head. Hold on. Bracket logo. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, if you're interested, you can tune in over the weekend. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support. You can follow me at light_VIP. I stream whenever I can throughout the week over on my own personal channel. Just some chill Zerg ladder gameplay whenever I can. Otherwise, if you're only interested in the pro gameplay, follow us on the CranKy Ducklings. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Discord. We are all over the place. All over the social medias where you can follow us and you'll be notified when we go live. We also have a YouTube channel. If you want to tune into YouTube, if you want to tune into the VODs and you cannot tune in live, and if you want to experience more of the CranKy Duckling casting, then we got you covered over on our YouTube channel as well. And we have a Patreon. We have a Patreon, Pappy. Patreon. It's like 11 a.m. I sleep from 2 to 12. What do you mean? Why are you sleeping for so long? But why are you sleeping for 10 hours? You can wake up earlier, Fjant. These kids, these goddamn kids. Wake up, wake up. Oh. If I can sleep, I will. Match. Shaking my head. But yeah, outside of that, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Thank you so much for the support. Stick around. We're going to be giving another lovely StarCraft streamer a raid, so give them some support, give them some love, give them some quacks. Going to be raiding Babylings, a good friend of the channel. So, quack, Bobby, quack. Until then, thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hasta luego. Hasta luego.